is happening is that someone brought up the Cheesecake Factory, I think. I don't know when. But then I found this video called The Cheesy Reason the Cheesecake Factory's menu is that long. And I need to know. Because the Cheesecake Factory menu is long. And that is an understatement. You can get like everything at the Cheesecake Factory. And I freaking I want cheesecake now. Now I want to go and get the cheesecake because I haven't had it in a long time. I want it. Like, have you guys ever looked at the Cheesecake Factory menu? If I can spell Cheesecake Factory Fastery menu. Look at this. This menu. Slasher! You've never been to the Cheesecake Factory? No! It's so good! In my opinion, it's so good! Look, this is new menu items. Asian cucumber salad? Like, look at appetizers. Oh, okay, we're gonna go through the whole thing. There we go. Look, they have appetizer. Oh my god, these chicken pot stickers look so freaking good. Where's the cheesecake? All the way at the bottom of the menu. You're making a small cheesecake today? Wow. Flatbread pizza, spicy tuna, fried calamari. Look, then they have pizzas, then they have burgers. Wow, macaroni and cheeseburger. What the frick? Can you guys see that? Yeah. Sandwiches. Then they have salad. And look, so they have so many, like, you can't even fit it all. Wait, hold on. Was there more? Oh, some of them have extra stuff. Then there's, like, lunch favorites. 26 more. Look at this. 26 more lunch favorites. Oh, this includes, like, some stuff. Okay. Then they have specialties. You can get Korean fried chicken. Chicken Littles. What the hell? Shepherd's pie. Oh, yummy. You can get tacos. You can get meatloaf. What's this? Oh, freaking hell yeah. You can get pasta. Oh, yeah, look. Oh, my God. Pasta, my weakness. My weakness, I want to go. How long do people take looking at the menu before they order? 2 days. Ma'am, it's been 2 days. Do you know what you want yet? No, I don't know. 6 more pastas? Look at all the different pastas. Then they have fish and seafood. We're still going. We're actually only at the halfway mark of the scroll thingy here. They have steaks. Oh, steak. Yummy. Oh, now here's all their side dishes. Oh, then we have Skinnylicious if you're trying to be skinny. If you want to be skinny, you order from this list here. Salads, skinny salads. Oh, skinny burgers. Hell yeah, here we go. Skinny tacos. Skinny specialties. Oh, now we're at the kids menu. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, we have breakfast. Now we're at the breakfast. Did I mention that the Cheesecake Factory has a long menu? Oh, we have brunch. We have brunch as well. Can't forget that. Oh my god, look at these cinnamon roll pancakes. Holy. Eggs Benedict. Wow. Oh my god, a jambalaya. A hash and eggs. What the frick? Oh my god, we finally reached the cheesecakes. Welcome in, Massacre! Skinny at the Cheesecake Factory sounds like an American company. They need a restaurant where they make all the best looking foods in all of anime cartoon history. That would be awesome. Oh my god, this Oreo Dream Extreme cheesecake is definitely one of my top favorites. Ooh, a coconut cream pie cheesecake. 28 more cheesecakes and specialty desserts. Wow. Salted caramel cheesecake. Oh, the Cinnabon cinnamon swirl cheesecake is really good. Oh, oh my god. Oh my god. The freaking s'mores cheesecake is delicious. It is so good. Wow. Lemon raspberry cream cheesecake. I want to try it. I also lemon meringue cheesecake. Oh my god, that's another favorite. How do you say jambalaya? How do you say it? That's how I say it. They have warm apple crisp. Oh my gosh. Oh, then they have ice cream. Oh, and then you can get whole cheesecakes. Oh my goodness. Okay, so then this is all cheesecakes. Oh, now we're at the drinks. Yep. All the drinks, frozen drinks. They have coffee, cocktails, specialty drinks. We're almost done. We're almost done. What was this? Margaritas, mojitos, whiskey cocktail. Okay, we have reached the end. We reached the end. Holy. What a menu. Jambalaya. Oh. Jambalaya. Look, okay, in my defense, that's how it's spelled. It's spelled like it should say lay. Jambalaya. Okay, I will keep that in mind. All right. Let's learn why the Cheesecake Factory is this long.
Everyone knows what it's like to be with a big group of friends who can't agree on where to grab dinner. That's when it's time to head to the Cheesecake Factory, featuring delicious desserts, strange
and then you spend 5 hours deciding what to eat.
Egyptian decor, and a coil-bound 21-page menu featuring around 250 items to choose from. You truly can't go wrong with a trip to the Cheesecake Factory, with a menu that offers just about any food under the sun, plus a section of highly delectable cheesecakes.
I want to know what their kitchen looks like, because that sounds absolutely insane. Like, can you imagine
how the legendary Cheesecake Factory menu came to be and why it's the size of a small phone book? Well, today we're having our cake and eating it too, as we figure out why is the Cheesecake Factory's menu so huge.
Might have to go to you know what? Maybe I'll go to the Cheesecake Factory tomorrow and get cheesecake.
But before we put a cherry on top, why don't you put your cursor on that subscribe button? Then take a cakewalk down to the comments and let us know what other massive menus you want us to map out. For now, please turn your menus to page 18.
Okay, we're turning to page 18, everyone. Turn your menus.
Back in the 1940s, a woman by the name of Evelyn Overton changed the course of her life and the confectionery world by sitting down to read her local Detroit newspaper. While flipping through the pages, Overton found a recipe for a cheesecake she wanted to try, and after making her own modifications, became a local cheesecake celebrity with her delicious treats. Overton was inspired to open her own bakery, but much to the chagrin of the community, she closed the shutters on the operation shortly thereafter in order to focus on raising her children. She never stopped making cakes though, moving all the baking equipment to her basement to sell them out of her home for the next 25 years. You haven't had a cheesecake until you've had a Detroit basement cheesecake. This side hustle eventually took on enough of a life.
Damn, if that's not passion, I don't know what is.
That once her children had grown up, Evelyn and her husband Oscar packed up their life and moved from Detroit to Los Angeles to give the bakery business one last shot before retiring for good. Using just about everything they had saved up before their move across the country, they opened the Cheesecake Factory Bakery in Woodland Hills, California in 1972. The original idea was simple: support Evelyn's dream of opening up a bakery, which manifested into a popular shop with about 20 different cheesecake varieties. They sold their cakes to restaurants all around the city, with Oscar often walking door to door to sell cakes, all the while supported by their son,
Damn.
accomplished cook and rock and roll drummer David Overton, who had joined the business in 1975. The younger Overton foresaw great things if his family could expand their little shop beyond just dessert, and opened up the first Cheesecake Factory restaurant in Beverly Hills in 1978. The focus remained on his mother's cakes, with a few other small dishes to round out the menu. This concept of a full-service restaurant attached to a beloved and extensive dessert menu made their bakery restaurant idea a swift success.
That's kind of cute. Like
Back
a family
in the early days, the Cheesecake
It's like a family combination. Yes.
Factory menu boasted about 60 items, mainly burgers, sandwiches, salads, essentially whatever founder David Overton could personally whip up on his own. More and more restaurants opened up in Southern California under David's leadership. As time went on, Overton noticed restaurants opening up nearby, and when he would stop in to eat, he would see things on their menus that were not on his. To prevent competitors from drawing away customers, Overton kept adding items that were popular at other restaurants: Mexican dishes, pasta, chicken and biscuits, and many more items contributed to an intentionally robust and diverse menu that only grew larger year after year. By the mid-1980s, the Cheesecake
My God. Well, they have all this stuff on their menus, so we should have it all too. Oh my God, that's actually hilarious. Welcome in, Mr. Gray Pants. Welcome in.
Cheesecake Factory had become popular enough to open a new location in Marina del Rey, as well as a 16,400-foot bakery production facility in the Calabasas Hills, which handled the massive amount of cheesecake orders the restaurant was now receiving daily.
Yummy.
By the early 1990s, the Cheesecake Factory had opened a restaurant in Washington, D.C., its first outside of California, and was successful enough to go public shortly thereafter. This only skyrocketed the restaurant's popularity, with over 25 locations across the country by the start of the new millennium. By that time, the already jam-packed menu continued to grow, bursting with a cap of around 250 items, though 10 to 15 menu treats are cycled out each year to make way for new offerings. You can grab anything from filet mignon, edamame, chicken parmesan, or taquitos, all made in-house from scratch. This massive selection has become almost as synonymous with the Cheesecake Factory as cheesecakes themselves, with many delighted and confused by the embarrassment of riches offered to customers. Constant discussion of this 21-page document across the internet and beyond has become a solid marketing tool for the company as word of mouth spreads the myth of their massive menus to would-be customers. The factory claims this has reduced their need for advertising to just 0.2% of annual sales. But that wide of a selection can be ruinous for some. Former pro football player Vince Young appreciated the Cheesecake Factory perhaps a bit too much. His extravagant spending in 2012, including multiple trips to the factory, led him to near bankruptcy. And honestly, who among us wouldn't go bankrupt at the Cheesecake Factory if we but had the means?
Yummy. Yummy. Is it a restaurant that is called the Cheesecake Factory? I would assume they only make cheesecake. Yeah, it was like the first time I ever went to the Cheesecake Factory, like, I don't know what to expect, but I just assumed it would be just, like, cheesecakes. Like, I thought it would be, like, a dessert restaurant, I guess. And, yeah. I was not expecting a freaking 20-page menu of, like, everything.
Just because the menu features hundreds of meal offerings, folks hoping to grab some of that signature cheesecake won't leave even remotely disappointed. All of the cheesecakes on the menu originated from Evelyn Overton's original sour cream-based recipe, though they are no longer cooked in a basement. Today, all cheesecakes are made in large facilities in Calabasas Hills, California, and Rocky Mount, North Carolina, then shipped nationwide. You can still get the original flavor at all locations, but you're now forced to choose between more than 50 delectable varieties.
Yummy.
We're talking red velvet, peanut butter cup fudge ripple.
I am fine with this many cheesecake options. Spicy meatball. Who needs 50? Why not 100? Why not like 100 different types of cheesecake? I want to try this one. This one looks so good.
lemon raspberry cream, and, if it's in season, pumpkin and peppermint bark. They even
Okay,
offer
not the
these cakes in
peppermint.
recipe
Blech, I
form
don't
on
like
their
peppermint
official site for anyone
flavor.
wanting to bring the deliciousness home. About the only thing more jaw-dropping than the food is the decor. The first few Cheesecake Factory restaurant interiors weren't much to write home about. They had a vaguely Victorian beadboard kind of vibe that was very reminiscent of the 70s when they were built. But by 1992, the factory chose decor that directly reflected its cheesy, creamy beginnings, which for some reason translated into ancient Egypt. Why? Because Overton liked the way the Egyptian columns, palm trees, wood paneling, and other flourishes looked. And while each location is aesthetically similar, small changes in each restaurant mean no two.
Can I just say that I never knew that it was Egypt-based decor. It never occurred to me. I guess I never paid that much attention. When I'm there, I'm just focused on cheesecake and food. That's all. I don't look at the decor is nice, but I don't put details, so I don't pay attention to the details, obviously. Do you like your cold cheesecake cold or hot? I like my cheesecake cold. Like cold or like lukewarm, like room temperature. Hot? I think it would just melt. What like wouldn't your cheesecake just melt if it's hot? If I bite a cheesecake and it's hot, I'll genuinely try to fight somebody. Cheesecake good, but I don't like when they put that weird sour cream frosting on top. Yeah, I don't really care for that. I usually just scoop that off. I have to admit, yeah, the Cheesecake Factory, their whipped cream has like no flavor at all. I just scoop it off and put it on the side.
Are exactly alike. There may even be a mummy in one of them.
What?
However they are decorated,
What?
it seems to be working, as Cheesecake Factory is one of the most popular and successful restaurant chains in the United States. While the Cheesecake Factory is almost universally accepted as a pretty great place to grab a bite to eat, it's impossible to be in business for 4 decades and not cut the cheese once in a while. In addition to complaints from employees about long hours and low pay, the factory itself has been accused in the past of some pretty shady financial practices. A suggested tipping scandal rocked the ancient Egyptian walls when it was discovered that customers were unwittingly paying a 30 to 40% tip based on some faulty math that calculated an entire order when the check was split instead of an individual's portion. The factory got away with this for several years before they got sued by an eagle-eyed customer who wasn't too keen on paying a 40% tip on a $16 order.
40%?
Perhaps the blackest spot on Cheesecake Factory's permanent record came in 2020, the worst year of all time. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission charged the company with misleading investors during the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. The factory had misled investors into believing that everything was hunky-dory, when behind the scenes, they were losing about $6 million a day, with only a little bit of cash on hand to keep them afloat. The result was a $125,000 fine, essentially a slap on the wrist. But the lockdown period of the pandemic led to financial devastation for many restaurants, and Cheesecake Factory was not spared. Once the world opened back up, Cheesecake Factory was back on track, reopening several locations and back to serving that same gigantic menu's worth of foods. But
damn. How did no one notice 40%? I am sort of wondering the same thing. Like, unless they kind of snuck it in there in the charge in a way that customers wouldn't really notice unless they're paying a lot of attention. Cheesecake Factory tip. Okay, so I'm gonna explain how they did it. So let's say you go to the Cheesecake Factory with a group of 5 friends. And you all order food, and let's say the total amount of that bill would be like I don't know, $300. They would, even if you got the bill split between all 5 of you, they would still do the tip calculation based on the total amount of the group that you went with. So when you got your individual bill, and they force you to pay a tip when you're in a group of people, right? But the forced amount that you're having to pay is based on the $300 and not your individual $50 that you spent. That's how they were doing it, to my understanding.
While we're on the subject of controversy, those big menus come with some big calories, with Cheesecake Factory often accused of excessive calorie and fat content, earning it a worst restaurant in America from Men's Health in 2010. They have since released a Skinnylicious menu, which offers lower calorie options, but come on, you're eating at the Cheesecake Factory.
This is... You know what? It's fine to have this option, okay? But if you're getting mad at the restaurant because this option doesn't exist, what the frig? Like, what the fudge? Just order a regular meal and split it in half and get half of it to go. Like, hello? You can just split you don't have to eat the whole thing all in one sitting. Expecting little fat from a place named Cheesecake Factory kind of blows my mind. If you're going out to any restaurant, you're gonna be consuming so many calories and sugar and fat and everything. Just like eat at home if you're worried about it. Eat at home.
Skinnylicious shouldn't even be allowed in the building.
Skinnylicious.
Aside from a few stumbling blocks along the way, the Cheesecake Factory Corporation continues to thrive today, with nearly 350 full-service restaurants, 215 of which are under the Cheesecake Factory name, 42 under the North Italia brand, which specializes in handmade Italian pasta and pizzas, and 91 across other brands, like Grand Lux Cafe and Rock Sugar Pan Asian Kitchen, restaurants which offer intentionally inspired cuisine that doesn't butt heads with the Cheesecake Factory's business. Today, the factory continues to do exceptionally well, with 2024 sales somewhere in the neighborhood of $3.5 billion and climbing year after year, ranking 11th in gross sales among sit-down U.S. restaurant chains. Their menu has only continued to grow and shift, with 250 items, including 38 varieties of cheesecake. Home delivery has also proved a successful venture for the factory, with options like the Cheesecake of the Month Club for big-time cake lovers. For those once-in-a-while cheesecake fans, online orders can be placed at any time to have a cake delivered right to your door. Although Vince Young might want to avoid that option. So what do you think? Have you ever eaten at the Cheesecake Factory? What's your go-to dish? Let us know down in the comments. And while you're there, check out some of these other weird history food videos.
Delicious. I want to go to the Cheesecake Factory now. And why don't I have the Cheesecake freaking month club? Cheesecake of the Month Club. Frig my life. It's because we're the Canada. Fudge Canada. Fudge Canada. Only the US gets all the special Cheesecake of the Month Club stuff.